because we've done, we're going to do a video here now of pretty much, we've used these P100s for a bit now, a few months, we've put them through the test. This one's done about 400 hectares. So, we're going to go through what we think of them. If you're looking at buying them, if you're looking at getting them on your property to do some work, we're going to go through this video to say, right, well, this is what we think of them, how good they are, the bad points and all those sort of things. So, not off the brochure, this is what we think of them anyway. So, we're going to start straight off. We'll start at the front pretty much. So, brand new flight control on these ones. To be honest, they are unreal. I've never seen a drone, we have a few spray drones here now, different models, different brands, those sort of things. I've never seen a drone that is that stable in the air, that is that, efficient to get to the jobs. It just looks like it's just effortless pretty much. Some of the other ones, you fill them right up and you can see them working, they don't, but this thing just looks like it's, banked turns, beautiful. It's just, the flight controller in these is just unreal. So that's using the Super X Pro in these, X4, sorry. So yeah, it's just quite how the technology has come up better and better on how it thinks for itself, how it does its, when it comes home, when it banks and turns and all those sort of things. Just looks like it's effortlessly. They've got a new radar on these, so this is an omnidirectional radar, so it goes up and down like that. To be honest, awesome radar. Such a big step in the direction of where they've gone with their obstacle detection. Like we always say, still don't rely on these obstacle radars. Use them as a backup. If there's an obstacle in the field, mark that obstacle out in the field. Don't rely it to go around it. But in saying that, every obstacle we've had in the field that we have missed or something like that, we've done a few on purpose just to see how it would go. Unreal, just goes around it, keeps going on the job, doesn't pull itself up and stop, just detects it, goes around, keeps spraying and keeps going, all on its own. So it's a great system we're finding like that. Obviously it doesn't work in everything. Sometimes you might have a little branch that's sticking out that it won't detect it and it'll clip it and come down. We haven't had any crashes with any of the P100s in Australia yet, so it's been great. We want to try and keep it that way. This one's got a new FPV unit on these ones now, as well as big light at the front. Great system. I wouldn't say it's 100%, that's an honest opinion. There's a little bit of lag, not too much lag though, not that I would be worried about it. But at the end of the day, we don't fly these manually, we fly them fully autonomously. The camera's there just to, righto, we can check, okay, right, it's doing what we're meant to do, it's flying that we want, or, if we want to go a little bit closer to the edge of the field, we can just have a look, righto, we want it to go another metre to the edge of the field, we can just change that by looking at the camera, because we can see it's not flying, we might have put our boundary safety distances too much or something like that. So great camera, there's nothing wrong with it, nice clear picture, the only thing is probably 1-2 second delay sort of thing, so yeah, not a huge thing, but yeah, it's just there. I guess they are working on to make that better, so that's just one thing. Obviously same terrain following system as what the older ones were. I think it is a bit better because yeah, we haven't had any issues with it or anything like that. Awesome setup on that. We'll move out now to the props. The props, the ESCs and the motors. So they've really redesigned their whole system on this. They've put the ESCs on the outside of not underneath the aircraft anymore. They've moved them to the outside to keep them cooler, those sort of things. We haven't had any issues, no warnings, nothing like that of overheating or nothing like that. It's been really good. The props, they're being, so they've really redesigned the props. So no issues at all with the single prop. I know on the last ones we were replacing washers, those sort of things. This one's done quite an amount of hectares now. They still feel and look brand new. Like the washers, we're replacing washers on the old ones, sometimes every 20 hectares. So these ones are going really good. We're really happy with these, not a single issue with any of these sort of things, so it's been really, really good. Yeah, they still look and feel brand new, so no play or any of them. The only things to check, I guess, with any new aircraft, after you put some hours on it, go through all the bolts in the whole aircraft, just check that nothing's coming loose. These ones are actually very good, we've tightened up. We've gone over it and, some of them you just touch up a little bit, but none of them are, coming loose that it's dangerous or anything like that. Moving on to the next one, the spray system on this one and the seeder system. This one's just got the spreader on it at the moment. The spray system on these is unreal. So we've, the 40 litre tank, the big pumps, 12 litres a minute with both of the pumps. So it's really improved our productivity on that. And in terms of productivity, we're getting now real world scenarios, including battery swapping, tanks filling, everything like that. We're getting 8 hectares an hour at 40 litres a hectare. So that is really, really efficient in terms of drone spraying. You'll see on the brochures, you can do 20, 30 hectares an hour. Yeah, at 1 litre a hectare, you might be able to do that. Well, this will be able to do that easy. But in real world scenarios, normally you're spraying over 20 litres a hectare. So, at 40 litres a hectare, which is what most of our spraying is, we can do 8 hectares an hour with one of these drones. Obviously, the lower water rate, we can cover a lot more area. So that's just some real world sort of figures on that. Same with the spreading system as well, depends on what your kilos per hectare rate is. But this thing, it chucks it out like no tomorrow. They've gone away from the jet seeder system to the corkscrew system, and it can just pump it out really quick. So it's making it really efficient. We've had fertilizer companies saying, right, how do we get our hands on one of these? We want to be able to use these on our blocks now, because it's not just a toy anymore. It's something that they can use on the farm, use on their test sites, use on their customer sites, and those sort of things. Batteries, so this one takes 2 batteries or 1 battery. So you can either run 40 litre tanks or 40 kilo tanks of 60 litre seeders with 2 batteries, or you can run 20 litre tanks with 1 battery. So that's really got us out of the crap a few times, to be honest. So like the other day, the guys had a problem with one of the generators. So we were down a generator. We couldn't keep up, so we backed it off to 1 battery, and just doing 20 litre tanks. Still very efficient, just wasn't using as many batteries, obviously. So that's really a great backup. Or if you want to just do, smaller guys just want to do smaller areas, little fiddly stuff, they just want to run 1 battery, they can do that as well. In terms of how many batteries per, like how many batteries you need for the aircraft, we've been running, honest opinions here, we've been running 6 batteries, 3 charges. That'll keep you going all day, non-stop, no issues. You can get away just 4 batteries, 2 charges. Depends on what country you're in as well, because some guys have the super, like the bigger charges. We don't have them in Australia, we still have the super charges. Depends on if you're charging with a 20 amp plug, 15 or 10. We run the 15 amp plugs here, so there is more capable chargers out there, but for what we do, we run 3 chargers, 6 batteries, non-stop, all day, no issues. Also using a water-cooled charger as well, so much quicker. These batteries are dipped in a water-cooled charger, so they can charge a lot quicker in that sort of aspect. So that's just some real-world sort of scenarios on batteries. I know some guys are running just 4 batteries, 2 chargers. They don't have any issues with that because they're running smaller blocks or smaller tanks, those sort of things. So it really depends on what you're doing, what your output is, what's, multiple different things on that sort of aspect. In terms of the atomizing, droplet sizing and those sort of things, most of our sort of sprays anywhere from 6 to 3 metre swaths. Can get it out to 10 metre swaths if you go to finer droplet. To be honest, in Australia, we don't do much fine droplets. We have to go off our label rates. It's legality side of what we're allowed to use with our droplet sizes. These don't use nozzles, which is a huge advantage. That's why a lot of companies use these, because you can adjust the droplet sizes on the go. You can go from a 500 micron droplet down to a 70 micron droplet really fine. But in real world scenarios, very rarely do we use very fine droplets, more prone to drift, and a lot of labels won't let you spray under a coarse or a very coarse droplet. So being able to change those droplets is a huge advantage. Obviously, the heavier the droplets, smaller swath you have, but in saying that, there's no this is what you have to fly at this swath or anything, because it all depends on your speed, your height, your droplet size, and also the crop, the size of the crop, the height of the crop, and those sort of things. So in saying that, it really depends on what situation is. We help a lot of our customers out to give them sort of a base sort of thing to work off, and then we do a lot of that sort of testing as well. I think I've answered most things here. Obviously, we're very happy with this aircraft. Even our operators, they used to be able to, do a certain amount of hectares. Now they can really make some money with these things, to be honest. You know, everyone buys these to either make money or save money, so it all comes down to money. Obviously, the more things you can do in the hour, you save money. So, you know, where some of the guys are making double to triple of what they were with their old aircrafts, just because it's so much more efficient. And you know, the reliability on these we're finding is a huge jump from the old aircraft. Obviously, you know, these technologies, it's like an iPhone, new one comes out every year. So you know, that's just how technology is. So it's great to see it going in the right direction for these, and we're really happy with them, to be honest. If you have any other questions, anything else, flick us a message, leave a comment below. We're going to try and do a few more of these sort of videos, because the less I'm talking on the phone, the better. So we're going to do a lot more tutorials and stuff on these. You'll probably see a few below anyway. So yeah, cheers, thanks for that. Feel free to get in touch if you have any other questions. Cheers. See ya.